know you like older guys. I very much know this. I mean, look at you. You know, you just want someone that is more mature than boys your age. You wish to have someone that can comprehend your complexity. Maybe you like, guys with a beard or guys that have already gray hair. But point is, you're risking a lot of things by liking those kind of men. You should question why older guys like you, especially if you're young. Because a lot of times what happens is that younger girls are often fascinated by this myth of having an older guy at their feet. Not all guys, most definitely, but a lot of guys out there that are past their 30s and that actually enjoy spending their time with younger girls, and by younger girls I really mean by 15 to 20 to 25. They fundamentally like the idea of having someone that is smaller than them, because in a way they can control them. A lot of times these kind of guys are actually manipulators. I'm not saying that it's always like this. There are some guys out there that are past 30 and that are simply put not mature enough maybe at times to stay with people their age, or maybe actually you are much more mature than what someone would expect. Most of the times that's not the case, and especially if you know this guy is past 30. I'm talking past 30, but I believe some girls out there also like guys past 40 or 50. If the older guy actually shows interest in you, I mean, I know you're happy, but that's actually the worst scenario. You know, most of the times when we were little girls, we had our crushes on this kind of man. Oftentimes they didn't really think about you. But that's not always the case, actually. There are a lot of cases out there in which the guy that is literally a man is fascinated by a 15 years old, a 16 years old, or even an 18 years old. I mean, you know, I know that 3 years of age are actually important, especially when you're a teen. But the point is, you're still extraordinarily young. And I mean, even though you think you know a lot of things, when you're 25, you actually realize that when you were 18, you didn't know anything about life, even though you were mature. That's, for instance, my case. And I just simply don't want other people to make my same mistake when I was younger. Because the thing is, those kind of men, they are the worst kind of men. They are immature, actually. You know, like, why would a 30 plus years old man stay with a child? Most of the times they don't do it because you're mature. It's actually the opposite. Yes, they might actually understand that somehow you're a little bit more mature, but they don't expect the maturity of 30 years old women, for instance. And that's why they like you. They like you because fundamentally you're still very, very easily manipulated. Before you come at me and you tell me, oh well, that's not actually true, I know when someone is manipulating me. I'm sorry to say so, but when you're infatuated or when you're really attracted to someone, this thing doesn't hold up. Because what happens is, we tend to justify people. I'm making this video also to kind of make you feel turned off. You know, a lot of times, especially younger girls, they feel turned on by this kind of man because they think they represent a guy that is smart, that is mature. But the point is, I just want you to realize that when you're doing this, you're actually chasing the exact opposite. You're chasing immature guys past 30 that actually are being attracted to a fucking teenager. That's not a mature kind of man. A mature kind of man knows you're a kid. You know, if they desire you, it's not because they see something special in you, but because you're turning them on. And you're telling me, well, I don't feel that bad, you're going to be used. And you realize 3 years from now that they didn't actually give a fuck. They didn't matter at all in your life. And maybe they have broken you in a way. I believe that we shouldn't take relationships so easily. A lot of times, actually, what we are doing is traumatizing ourselves. Even like doing little micro trauma on ourselves by entering in this kind of situations that we could have avoided. We are romanticizing pain a little bit too much. It's fine to have this kind of crushes, this kind of infatuation, almost limerence about these guys. But please do not enter in something more serious with them. It's okay to joke. It's okay to really just do anything, but not physical. Even if you lose virginity with these guys, it's not going to be a pleasant kind of memory. Sometimes they are manipulators. You're gonna remember your first time with the person that is actually shit. I don't wish you that. I wish you to have your first time with a person you trust and with a person you could say it was okay, it was nice. I mean, it's not like he was a fucking manipulator that went with little girls, you know? Like, I think that's a better story to tell yourself. It's gonna be your choice. I'm just here to remind you that you shouldn't do that, okay? Bye, guys.